Yemi's love game on Khosi has been explained by Miracle OP, a partner to Khosi and a person who had developed feelings for Khosi later on as the show really went on. Welcome to Afro Television. How are you guys? And where you watching us from? Smash the like button, comment and share. And guys, subscribe because we want to hit 4,000 subscribers. I already thanked you guys for making us hit the milestone of 3,000 subscribers. Now as it stands, we are having 3,000 plus and we are soon hitting 4,000. And guys, continue to subscribe. Now, one of the love triangles that we are still missing right now is that of Khosi, Yemi and Blue. And it looked like even Khosi was not willing to move on when Yemi was still in the house. But when Yemi found himself evicted, guess what happened? Khosi advanced onto Tabang. Then Blue Aiva looked like she was so much undecided when Yemi was in the house. But when Yemi got evicted, obviously Blue Aiva gave her beans to Black Boy. They really started something special. So today we have one of the ex-Big Brother housemates explaining to us how Yemi's love game on Khosi was a game of chase and whether it failed or worked out. Miracle OP, talk to the viewers of Afro Television.
This is live.
Stop playing.
Thank you. Bust my brain. You came in with so much energy into the house and you kept that energy. When you were fighting, you kept the energy.
Yo, fighting. I did not. I wasn't fighting, bro.
You kept the energy. Don't worry. We were still supporting you and the person you were fighting with. We were like, that's great.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all.
And people really love you. Earlier on, when you weren't clear, Mimi, we want to adopt Mimi to South Africa. Can you move?
Hey. Assam.
I'd like to. No. Okay, I think that was another question. Anyway, let's just go right into it. How have you been since you got out of the house?
I've been good. Honestly, going into the house was a blessing. Being in the house was a blessing, and coming out of the house is still a blessing. I'm blessed. That's all I can say. Blessed. I'm grateful for everybody that gave me this opportunity, everybody that supported me. Hey, I understand people may feel like I left the house a bit too early, but hey, I always stated that God put me in there and he brought me out. You know what I mean? It was his time. He said it was my time and I stepped out.
That's the spirit. I used to be like you. God put me there and he got me out.
Exactly.
So everything that's required for you to succeed, you already have it.
Exactly.
So questions that were sent to us for
Let's go. Let's get spicy.
Yes. Some of them are the vicious questions first. So we're going to deal with get them out. I know some people already asked some questions like, has he made peace with? So it's in the so we're towing that line now. Did you figure out Yemi's game before you were paired with Khosi or after you started falling for her? That question is serious. So.
I figure out Yemi's game. I mean, I feel like he would know his game best. You know what I mean? All I can do is assume. I feel like all any housemate can do is, say, I think this is this person's game. Unless they tell you that's their game, you don't know. So I feel like I had a perspective of, I believe, everybody's game because I feel like as a true competitor, that's what you have to do. And it's a social experiment. I always say Big Brother is a social experiment. So I feel like you need to figure out people's games and try and not let their game affect your game. Or if you want, let your game mess up their game. So I feel like it was just a game of chess, you know what I mean? I feel like everyone had a strategy, at least, coming into the house.
Okay. That's a very diplomatic and wise answer.
You see what I did there?
I did there. So my next question is, saying that Luki and Ipileng were a thing, why did you move to Ipileng after you had obviously been turned down by Khosi? So when I ask you some of these questions, there's some things that might be wrong. So these are just questions from people. So you can say,
I'm trying to understand the question, honestly, more than anything.
Okay, so what they're trying to ask here is, you knew that Luke was with Ipileng. I knew that you knew everything. When Luke left the house, why did you move to Ipileng after it was obvious that Khosi turned you down? So it's possible that Khosi did not turn you down and you did not have anything like that.
No. I mean, it's. I mean, I just try to understand. No, it's fine. I mean, Khosi definitely chose the person she wanted, which I respected. I mean, I have to respect my partner's decision, but at the same time, I didn't step to Ipileng because Khosi rejected me. Those were two different things. I actually started talking to Ipileng a bit towards the ending of when I just ended things with Khosi. Like, I remember I told Khosi, like, I'm not doing this thing with you again. And Valentine's week, and me and Ipileng started talking like a week or a few weeks before that. And for me and Ipileng, it was a vibe thing. You know what I mean? Like, I've always said this in all my interviews. Like, I believe as a man, especially in the world we're living in, when a woman can make you feel vulnerable, when we were not raised to be vulnerable, when we don't have room to be vulnerable in society, she made me feel comfortable, very, very comfortable talking to her, made me feel vulnerable. And I realized that most of our motivation, like in the house, outside of the house, are very similar. Most of the things that we want to do is similar too. So we started vibing off that, started vibing off our stories, and she's goofy as hell. Like, both of us are goofy, and I feel like we're the only two that understand our humor, honestly. And like, it was just a vibe thing for me, honestly. And I really messed with her, like, really.
Aww. So right now so you guys, I'm doing selective reading. There's some things that say anything that it's for Miracle or myself. Read it, and Miracle cannot read it. We're only reading love. So people like
I'm weak.
I do as well.
Hey, so let's go.
Yes, you're a miracle. Yes, you're a miracle. The next question is: if all housemates are allowed to have strategies on the show, now, that is something given. Now that you and Yemi are off the show, we look forward to both of you closure and squad. So I mean, just use this opportunity to answer every Yemi question that you have, that people hear.
Yeah. Okay, so me and him will have a conversation. We're both grown-ass men. I wish him the best of luck going outside the house. I'm sure he'll do the same. And when we talk, we'll talk. It's probably going to happen on the podcast that we started in the house called Talk Your Talk Podcast. Shout out to Talk Your Talk Podcast. Me, Black Boy, Kanaga, and Marvin. So we started a podcast in the house. So we're definitely gonna have like housemates on there, get juicy like conversations that I feel like they may feel more comfortable having that they wouldn't feel comfortable having in like media rounds and stuff, you know. So yeah, Talk Your Talk Podcast. Me and him will definitely sit down and have a conversation. It'll be dope. So y'all should tune in.
Oh, we'll be waiting for that. And that's a nice what they call it. There's something we call follow. I don't know
a nice plug.
Story. Like, this is very nice to advertise.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that podcast.
No worries. Got you.
So another thing around this relationship conversation, before I go into my own questions and check for these questions today.
Okay.
I know that proximity is something that makes us get close to people and like people. And even when people are suggesting, you and this person, you feel to, you now start moving toward the person you want to date the person. Was that just with you and Khosi? I don't know if there was any liking or was it proximity?
I felt what increased the vibe between me and Khosi was that we're partners. So you guys have to understand this. Even when like you're feeling some type of way about somebody, you tend to avoid that person. Even in like a big house like that. And I felt like in that house, when you want to avoid someone, that's when you start seeing them more. You know what I mean? But when you even try to avoid that person, maybe you don't talk to them and stuff like that. But that was my partner. Like, I had to talk to her because we had tasks together. We had to find ways to get along. We had to communicate. We had to share stuff to get to know each other. And she's a very attractive young lady, and I'm not shabby myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, when we started vibing that week, then the next week we were partners, and we're just vibing. I mean, I will be emotionless if I didn't pick feelings, because like I actually was attracted to her, then we became partners. You know what I mean? So it's normal. If you like someone and you become partners with them, you have to spend every minute with them in the house. There's only no one you're gonna catch feelings. Like I want to see the person that wouldn't catch feelings.
Yes. So you guys, that's you have it there. It's very clear. He sort of liked her, and then when they were paired, it was an irresistible feeling. So
Exactly.
and I mean, he's where he wants to be right now, and we're in full support of.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
To us, we want to marry South African girls. Ijoma, I can see your message there. African husband. Right now, Miracle is married to Pileng in our minds. So thank you. It does of cute Kemani. You know that I'm always marrying the Nigerians to the South Africans. I want South Africans.
Nah, that's my cheeky.
Well done, Miracle. So my next question is, if you could change anything, what will you do? If you went back into the house and could change it, or change any perspective of you, public, if you could change anything, what would that be?
That I was a better cook than people say I was, bro. I was a nice cook, bro. Like, what? I was chefing up in the kitchen. Y'all should not fail with me, bro. Like, I was nice in the kitchen. But nah, I feel like any major thing, nah. Because I feel like, me personally, that experience taught me a lot, not just as a human being, but as like a man, a competitor. And I felt like the things I experienced made me better in those aspects. So for me to go back and now change it, I feel like change it to be perfect. If you're perfect, then you don't see any change in yourself, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because usually people go back and maybe not have that fight, or maybe not have that conversation, maybe not say that thing. But that thing made you a better person, or it gave you a certain level of newness to yourself, you know what I mean, that you learned. And I feel like in life, in every stage you make, you always have to look back, and changing will like kill that purpose.
Thank you. That's so nice. And anybody who's listening here, I think you should take time when you're somewhere, be yourself, so that you don't have to change anything.
Exactly.
Just like you learn in life. And what's the biggest shock for you? So let me rephrase that question. What was your biggest culture shock going into
culture shock? My biggest culture shock. Wow. Maybe I guess like wow, there's so many. The South Africans shocked me. Yo. They shocked me. Like, but South Africans are such amazing, because like, okay, let me just explain. Like, you had Zulus, you had Khosas, you had Bedis, and like within themselves they have like different kind of like behaviors, you know what I mean, or different like tendencies and different slangs, you know, and like, but when they now come together, they do all those different things, but they understand it. And it's just like, bruh, it was like a big culture shock for me. Definitely the food as well. Does
it have the click?
Then like brands. You also have Pap. Pap was nice. Pap and Chakalaka. Yo, Pap and Chakalaka with good fried meat. You can't go wrong with that, bro. You cannot. Then everything they ate was with cheese. South Africans love cheese, bro. They love their cheese. I remember when Justin literally made cheese with bread on cheese on cheese on cheese. It was with then garlic on top. Nah, that boy, I need to check his heart. I tell you, I need to check his blood pressure. No cap. I need to check Justin's blood pressure. Nah, the cheese. Yo, they love cheese, bro. I feel like people like Justin, if you gave him a cheese, if you gave him like a block of cheese for his birthday, he'll be so happy.
At least he's coming to Nigeria to catch one of our Gen Z babies.
Hey, now.
Knows what they're offering.
Hey, you know you can do anything with good hair. When you got good hair, hey.
So, what should we be expecting from Miracle? I know that we're expecting the podcast. What else should we be expecting?
Yeah, okay. So obviously the podcast, then acting for sure. My major goal in that house was to showcase my talents, acting, presenting, hosting, radio. Yeah, and those are the things I really want to do. Those are the things I'm passionate about. That's why I studied in the university, theater arts and finance. So I just want to go into that, like go into the entertainment industry solid, not just on like the theory side, but also not just on the practical, but theory as well. When I say theory, I mean the business side of things as well. If I can educate myself on that, get more absorbed with it and actually do something with it, that would be amazing. And also I feel like people like you as well, you know what I mean? You've been in the game for so long. So, you know, you gotta help out the rookies, you know? Now that we're entering the game, you gotta help out the rookies.
I was just gonna shoot short. I've done some theater work. I did Ada the Country in Easter last year. I did Speaking Out in January. I did Heart the Musical. Then we had High School Musical in 2010. So I'm sure that there's something too. Like we can have.
Also, you're a theater baby too.
Yes, we can do some two-man shows at Terra Culture because I know that Bolanle Austin Peters supports young people. So yeah, for you to do in Nigeria. Welcome back to Nigeria.
Thank you.
Business, and now you want to venture what you studied, and that's so cool to study theater and finance.
Yeah.
Yo,
Hassan, we move.
So we pray you do so well in everything, in all your endeavors. But
Thank you so much.
Go and talk to your other housemates. Thank you very much for joining us, Miracle.
Anytime.
Life. We always want to see your fight continue.
Thank you. But thank you. But you guys should continue supporting Ipelang, Khosi, Tabang, your favorite housemates. Go support them, bro. Keep showing them love on the house.
There's one question I'm missing. Who are you rooting for to win?
Who am I bidding for? Who do I want to win?
So who do you want to win, and who do you think will win? Those are the two questions.
Okay, the two people or three people I would like to win are Khosi, Ipelang, Tabang.
What?
Khosi, Ipelang, Tabang.
Khosi.
I feel it in order. Yeah, not in order, but Ipelang, Khosi, Ipelang, Tabang. Yeah. But who do I think is going to win from the South African side? Khosi. I feel like she might win it all, and that'll be a win for Khosi. And number two on the Nigerian side, I believe either Kanaga or Yvonne. Kanaga, yo man, Kanaga, Black Boy, those two boys brought out a different level of competition for me, and I respect them for it, bro, because the competition, and Tabang as well from the South Africa, like, yo, those boys, they kept me on my toes and I loved it. I felt like I was like in college again, competing at like a high level. I loved it. Like every Friday game, like head of house, like I loved like the that feeling you get when you're like, I can't slip up because someone's gonna catch on that. I loved it. I honestly loved it.
With that, I'm very sure you're in good company. And you're in good company. For the Nigerians, you're good. South Africans, you're in good company.
I appreciate that.
And see you very soon. For now.
Yes, you will. We should grab some lunch, grab a coffee.
Yes, please.
Don't be a stranger now.
Later. Bye, Miracle.
Bye. Thank you guys so much. Love.
Alright, you've watched Miracle OP explaining to you what Yemi's love game was on Khosi and Blue Aiva. So your thoughts onto that are welcome in the comment section below. Rokan David is always my name. And don't forget to subscribe, because through subscribing is how we are going to grow this channel to hit close to 10,000 subscribers. And I know by the end of this year, we will be into that family of 10k subscribers. May the Almighty bless you abundantly. For the Muslims, may Allah reward you for the fasting that you're going to make in this holy month of Ramadan. Guys, ciao ciao.